What's up, y'all? It's Shaville here, man, and I just wanted to give to y'all the settings that I use as a Diamond Crim level player. Diamond one currently because season reset already, but just wanted to kind of show you guys the settings that a Diamond or a Crim player would typically use. Maybe it can help y'all out. Um, Maybe it doesn't. We'll see. But we'll start with also at the end of the video, I'm gonna kind of do like a just kind of a live look at what you should be doing to maximize your FPS for PC play. All right, so we'll start with the controller settings. And, um, basically, so I use a scuff. That's kind of one thing to keep in mind. So as it pertains to your button layout, right? I use tactical. All right, I think you should be pretty much using tactical. It's kind of easy to use. You can go prone with the right analog stick. If you don't have a scuff, right? Because I can just program my back button with the paddle back here. If you don't have a paddle and you want to jump a little bit easier and faster, then bumper jumper is definitely a good way to go here. It just programs your jump to be at R1, I believe, or L1. I think L1. Yeah, L1 is your jump with bumper jumper. So if you want to jump better, you don't have a scuff, bumper jumper is definitely the go. But yeah, anyway, normally tactical is what I use there. Stick layout, default, whatever. Sensitivity is important here. So you want your sensitivity to work for you for sure, but you don't want your sensitivity to be too high. Ultimately, the better comp you play, like these guys are gonna be straight shooters, right? Like they can shoot pretty straight. So you want to have your sensitivity at a level probably somewhere in between a 1.4 and a 1.5. I mean, the best players in the world are going to be in this stick sensitivity range, about 1.4 to 1.5. And once again, like the better the competition is, the straighter they're going to shoot. So you want to make sure that you maximize your aim. You want your aim to be precise and crisp. So there's no need to go higher than 1.5, to be honest. There's really no need there. You want to make sure that your shots are super accurate. Um, for the most part, nothing else is too important in this section here for the inputs. But definitely controller vibration, turn that off. Just no need to have that feedback from the controller like vibrate in your hands. Like I said, you want to be as precise as you can be at all times. Um, from there, the one thing I definitely recommend, we'll get into mins and maxes for this. Like this stuff comes into handy if you have stick drift. This stuff will really come in handy. And some advanced super elite players, they'll mess around with this stuff. But except for Diamond, Crim, right? You're trying to hustle through Diamond, get to Crim, or want to be get to Diamond, want to be a good Crim player. You don't need to mess with these too much, to be honest. But left trigger, right trigger, what this does is, as you can see, set how much the right trigger must be pressed to be considered. So basically, the lower this value, the more sensitive your aiming and shooting is gonna be. Your left trigger, your right trigger. So pretty much, like for me, as soon as I touch the button, I'm aiming in. As soon as I touch the button, I'm shooting. So you definitely need a little trigger discipline with this, but it just reduces that time that it's gonna take to get them shots off. All right, which once again is important when you're playing against demons. You want to make sure you're getting them shots off, get them off quick. All right, so that's pretty much it for the controller settings on the controller tab. So for aiming, you want that dynamic response curve type. All right, it's just the best thing. That's what all the best players use. Um, Turn that on dynamic. It starts off on standard. Definitely run with dynamic. It's what pretty much everybody's using. Just kind of feels the best there too. Other than that, nothing needs to change. I'm rocking tactical sprint assist. I'm not sure if this is G8 in the pros, to be honest, right now. I don't know if they went back on this, but I definitely rock with it. So it's definitely something that's super used in rank play. I mean, people don't follow GAs in rank, so don't give yourself a disadvantage for no reason. So definitely run at least tactical sprint assist here. Put that on there. Uh, where's the other setting? So corner slice, I would keep it on, dude. Like keep it on. It comes in clutch for you trying to like pre-aim a little corner. It definitely helps, man. This definitely helps. Keep that corner slice on for sure. I do tap the slide just to keep my sliding consistent, but you can also go hybrid if you want to be more advanced. Um, I recommend tap to slide to be honest at this level. Just keep it simple. Just keep that real simple. This is important, dude. Automatic airborne mantle, turn that off. Like, make sure you're mantling annually. There's a lot of different times where, especially with a scuff, like I may be shooting and trying to jump away or jump behind cover, and instead I just mantle on top of something. So turn automatic airborne mantle off. So that's gonna eliminate. I don't know if you ever come across it, but those funky moments where you're in an intense gunfight and you are trying to jump, maybe jump for that headshot or just kind of jump out of the frame a little bit, get behind cover, and instead you just mantle and now you're dead. So that's the setting right there. Automatic airborne mantle. Turn that off and be able to get rid of that. So some of these settings, I'm gonna drop a Warzone edition. So I have some of my settings changed to accommodate for Warzone as well, but just kind of showing y'all the important things for multiplayer rank there. All right, and for me, I prioritize finishing move on here. Um, just cause, right? And just cause, why not? So that's pretty much it for the controller settings. Um, I don't think I have to show anything in graphics too much right now. Actually, I do. So, look, super important right here. Super important. We go to graphics, go over to view, okay? Um, Field of view, man. Field of view is super important here. And just to kind of like give a little bit more insight on field of view, because I don't know if people know this or realize it, but the higher this field of view setting is, the faster it's gonna feel with movement. So movement's gonna feel faster. You're gonna feel like you're moving faster, but also enemies are gonna feel like they're moving faster. And that's where I think this is key. You want to get into a sweet spot with the field of view, man. You don't want your field of view to be just super high. Like your enemies are gonna move faster. And where that's important is like those slide kills, man. When people are just sliding in on you, it's gonna look so freaking fast, and it's just gonna be hard to like track and aim on them. So I definitely recommend keeping this setting really in between 95 and 103. Anywhere in between 95 and 103, that's definitely a safe FOV. If you're going too low, everything's going to feel super slow. It's just not going to feel right, especially in modern day COD where things are a little bit faster. You don't want to feel like you got freaking mud in your boots or like you're running through quicksand. So keep it in between 95 and 103, but just remember the closer you are to like 95, the the kind of it's gonna be easier to keep track of those enemies as they're sliding and doing crazy omni movement and whatnot. The omni movement's not gonna feel as fast to you when you're trying to like shoot at these people. So at 95 to 103, that is definitely where you kind of want to be. Uh, and then the camera definitely world motion and weapon motion. Turn that off. Turn off the motion blur. You don't need that. Turn that off. That will jack you up for sure. Um, and then from there, man, I think we're all good except for one thing on the interface. By the way, if you want to see like the top up here, I got my FPS, GPU time. You just go to telemetry and turn all that on for my PC guys. Turn all on and boom, you'll get all that information up there if you want to see FPS. and latency. Latency will pop on while you're playing, so you'll be able to see kind of your ping there. Uh, but something that people don't really know about is mini map, bro. You can change your mini map shape. You can kind of customize the mini map a little bit with round and square. Now, if you're looking at this example they give us already, um, which dang, camera's in the way right now, but square mini map gives you more coverage. I actually don't know why mine isn't set on square right now. I must have reset, but square gives you a little bit more coverage. It makes the mini map a little bit bigger. And then you can also, yeah, so you can also, when you go to, once again, this is in gameplay HUD down on the interface, multiplayer HUD presets. If you click on that, go over to visuals, bro, you can scale the mini map. You can make it bigger or smaller so that like that mini map will be bigger so you can see it a little bit better. You might not have the best vision like me. So, if your vision isn't the greatest, right? We can make that mini map a little bit bigger and make it pop on our screen a little bit more just to make it easier to see. Um I definitely recommend that anybody, even if you have good vision, why not? Just make the mini map a little bit bigger so that you can really lock in and see everything super clearly, super fast. Um, Other than that, man, really those to me are the most important things to set up when you're trying to get to diamond, grind through diamond, get to crim, grind through crim. Those settings right there will keep you up to date with most players and mostly everything. But one thing I definitely wanted to add for everybody who, not everybody, but for my PC players, right, is if you look at the bottom right down here, it says estimated VRAM usage, Black Ops 6 1.78 gigs. If you want to maximize your frame rate, you want to turn your VRAM usage down. All right, so basically, and I'll show you kind of how it works. So my texture resolution is on very low, right? Now, if I go all the way to high, my VRAM usage it goes all the way up to 4.36 gigs. So basically, like your computer is gonna be focusing really hard on maximizing the visual quality of your game rather than maximizing the speed, the performance of the game. So especially in competitive gaming, man, like I just always recommend maximize the speed, the performance of the game. So this is an easy way. If you don't have the best PC in the world, right? Like if you have a crazy PC, you can run crazy specs. You can have your VRAM usage up pretty high. So you could be running like better or the best graphic settings and still maximize performance. But if you don't have the best PC, definitely come down here, pay attention to your VRAM, and the lower it is, right? Like a 2.5 gig VRAM isn't bad, right? Mine's is 1.78. I pretty much got it running almost as low as possible. But if you're around 2.5 with a decent PC or a low level PC, that should help your FPS get to 250. All right, so or above if you can run at above there. So you can kind of mess with some of these like detail quality. If I go to high, it puts a little extra in there. So it wouldn't hurt for me to go from low to high right here. But like I said, I just kind of maximize the space that I'm using in terms of VRAM so I can put it towards performance. I just want as many frames as I can and make sure you have these types of settings put on, maximize the frame generation. So make sure you check out for the PC players, make sure you check out the quality tab here. And if you want to maximize FPS, go ahead and start messing with some of these settings, especially the details and textures to lower that VRAM usage. All right. And thank you guys for tuning in, man. Hope that helped and keep grinding. Peace.